I don't know if I'm going to be able to not laugh during this. Welcome to the Voices of the Collective. I'm your
Thank
host, Kristina
you.
Scaglione. I am the owner and founder of Limitless Integrative Wellness, and this is our podcast. And today I have a really, really fun guest. It's one of the first
Girl.
people to ever sign up. One of the first people to ever sign up with me. It's Meg O'Brien, or Meg Fesmire.
Yes, you got it.
I'm so good. Meg, I've nicknamed her Meg the Egg. This is how I refer to her on a regular basis. I say, go see my friend Meg. She's got the egg. And I think our listeners are going to, essentially want to know, what does that even mean? Like, what is the egg? People, this is how I describe it. I describe it as, for the generation that knows who Mork and Mindy were, I say
100%.
it's their spaceship. And then I say, nanu. And then for the younger generation that don't even know what the heck that means, I say, picture a spaceship and picture a lazy boy recliner that can fit inside the spaceship. And then you can go in it and you can experience light and sound therapy while you take a nap. Because every time I go in it, I'm taking a nap. Meg, take over from here. Tell us, what is this amazing egg behind you?
What is the Harmonic Egg? So this is the Harmonic Egg. So I was so lucky. I have the very first Harmonic Egg in New York.
Amazing.
She landed. She was birthed in September of 2022. So now there are a lot more.
So tell us, how did you get into this? How do you acquire an egg? What is it made of? Tell us what this means.
I guess how I got into it first. Story.
Yes, tell me the story.
So before I was Meg from the Egg, I was a singer and a performer and a singing teacher for 20 plus years. And then in my late 30s, I couldn't get pregnant. So I did fertility treatments for about 3 years. I turned 40. The fertility treatments basically made me a hormonal psychopath. And I said, you know what? I got to give up that dream, right? Maybe motherhood is not my path. So I'm going to get back into performing. So I was diagnosed with anxiety and OCD when I was 8 because childhood tremor is fun. But so over time, my OCD had transformed into performance OCD, where I would compulsively go over the lyrics to songs while I was in performance. Not in rehearsal, not any other time. I would be on stage in a show, singing a song, going over the lyrics to the next song in my head at the same time, which, when you think about it,
that's really hard.
The brain is an amazing thing. The fact that my brain could compartmentalize like that. But, it was way too anxiety inducing. So I decided, all right, I'm 40. If I'm not going to have a baby, I'm going to get back into performing. So I actually started doing neurofeedback and hypnotherapy. And the focus was getting rid of the OCD. Like, that was my goal. So I stopped fertility treatments in May of 2019, started the neurofeedback and the hypnotherapy that July. And in November, I did a hypnotherapy session we were working on like a past breakup I had. But I must have been holding something emotionally from that, some sort of emotional block. And we kind of worked on letting go of that. And I got pregnant the next week. Right before I turned 41. So I am now bathing in the Kool-Aid. I am drinking the Kool-Aid. I want all the woo, right? Because I did years of the medicine. I did years of all the things you're supposed to do and it didn't work. And then I have a hypnotherapy session, snot crying on a couch, and release whatever emotional block there was. And all of a sudden, I have my miracle baby at 41. So my goal at that time, I was still teaching singing lessons, but also knew I was going to have to transition and find something else to do now that I was going to have a child, because I worked from like 2 to 10 p.m. I was like, well, that doesn't really work schedule-wise. So I decided maybe I'd get into sound bowls. I'd be a sound healer with sound bowls, and then I could sing. And I happened to follow a sound healer on Facebook, and I'm just doom scrolling one day. And she interviewed Gail Lynn, the woman who made the egg. And I just happened to be at Facebook. And I happened to see that interview, and I listened to this interview, and I just got goosebumps now thinking about it. I said, I need to sit in that egg. Everything she's describing, I'm like, oh my gosh. So she's in Colorado. So now this had to have probably been like May of 2021-ish. So my hypnotherapist had actually just opened a beautiful new center. So when I saw him, I was like, listen, I need you to buy this big egg. Don't ask any questions. I need you to go buy this big egg, put it in your center. And, jokingly, he was like, well, it's too big for here, but maybe you could get it. And I was like, okay, haha, you're so funny. The closest one was Pittsburgh. So then the
Wow.
summer comes around and my husband out of the blue is like, oh, maybe we should like open a franchise. But he was thinking more like a little gym, like a little kids gymnastic place. And I said, that feels like a lot of work for me. And I have zero gymnastic skills. So I said, so there's this big egg. If, maybe we could get this big egg. So that October, we road tripped to Pittsburgh
Oh my God.
and we sat in the big egg. And I knew I was going to love it. But no, my husband went in and he came out. He was like, I don't think it's going to fix anything, but I feel really relaxed. And I said, well, then sign on the dotted line, my friend. Give me all your money and let's buy a big magical egg. And then it happened. I put in a contract for it.
So then what happens? Do you just get this little egg mailed to you and you put it in water and it grows into this big thing?
My gosh, my daughter's obsessed with those. We currently just grew a penguin. So I put in a contract for it. You had to put the deposit down. And then at the time, because I didn't have space or anything, because, at that time I was like Zoom singing lessons because everything was on the computer then since COVID.
Right, right.
So I knew I was going to need time to, first of all, talk myself off the panic ledge that I was about to do this, to find the space. So I made it so I was going to have it delivered in a year. I was like, all right, I can handle a year. And then at one point, 6 months in, they're like, oh, do you want an egg like now? I was like, slow your roll. My needs for a year. Like, thank you for the thought, but I'll wait. So then my baby, my egg, so it gets delivered in a pod. And it's basically 3 sections, and each section is 3 pieces. And then the man who manufactured it came and put it together. He's a fabulous man. If ever I need him, I call him, and he talks me off the ledges and say, Dad, I can't open the door. And he, talks me through the WD-40ing of it. But yeah, it's put together on site. Yeah.
Did you have a person in there when you couldn't open the door?
No, thank God. It was post-flood. Remember our fun flood of 2019?
Yes.
Yes, I accidentally closed the door when they were doing all the remediation, not realizing that perhaps the metal at the bottom had been wet and then it all just rusted shut. So that's okay. I was so glad I was so chill and relaxed all the time. I didn't freak out at all. It all worked out. It's fine. But yes, so they came and they put it together. And then once it's together, you can run a session immediately.
How big is it?
So the egg itself is 11 feet by 7 feet by 11 feet. So basically this room is 12 feet wide and she fits like a glove.
Oh my
God,
amazing.
It's bigger than when you're in it, because that's probably one of the biggest questions is it claustrophobic? It's bigger than sitting in the front seat of your car.
It is. I've been in it.
It is as wide as the room.
Can you take us in there?
I sure can. You want to go now?
Yeah.
Okay, get ready. So this is my egg. So this is the chair, if I can get it in view.
Yes.
So you recline in here. It's anti-gravity, so you can go all the way back. Legs over heart, baby.
It's very comfortable.
Yes. Blankets, pillows.
It's huge.
It is. You have a speaker on both sides so that while you're in the egg, essentially the sound waves, they're swirling around you is really what happens.
When I went in there, I felt like my body was vibrating.
Well, because essentially you're sitting inside like a guitar. So what happens is, especially depending on the tracks I play, literally down to your cells, the water is vibrating. So you're getting a vibroacoustic sonic massage. You're getting the wavelengths of the lights. You're getting the wavelengths of the music. Yeah.
The other thing that was weird when I was in there, it was in a good way. I was relaxed in the chair and I felt like my body was moving without me moving it. Like my arm would move or my leg would move.
Well, the beauty of it is that it's getting any stuck energy in your body moving, right? You'll be in there and all of a sudden, like, oh, kind of limp. You're like, oh, I don't know what that was.
That's exactly what happened.
And you're like, what's going on? Or I'll be in there and all of a sudden, like, I'll get a pain in a finger and I'll be like, hey, you, like, okay, I guess there's something going on there that I wasn't aware of. But honestly, that's what's so cool about it is that essentially it's interacting with your energy field, right? So we have our energy field. It's almost like we're a piano. Our energy field is made up of all these notes, right? So when we start out in the world, hopefully we're like perfectly in tune and we're vibrating exactly as we're meant to. And then life happens, our 3D existence of super fun. And all of a sudden, some of these wavelengths, some of these notes get out of tune. So when you're in the egg, the wavelengths of the lights and the instruments and the music are basically interacting with all of these frequencies we're holding in our field. and they're tuning you up. So anything that's out of balance physically, out of balance mentally, it's working to get that wavelength back the way it's supposed to be. So every time you're in there, it's going to feel different also because energetically you're different because of anything you've gone through during the week, right? I've been in it probably over 200 times and I've never had 2 sessions that were the same, ever.
I teach a lot about energy work in my therapy practice, and I explain to people how energy is all around us. We are made of energy. We are made of frequencies. Everything has a frequency. And every client I have sent over to you has absolutely adored their experience. They've all had amazing experiences with the egg and with you.
They're relaxing. I mean, I think that's what it is too. We're also stressed out, but we're also chronically stressed out that we don't even think we're stressed out. Like our baseline is stress. So we're just like, no, I feel fine. So then someone will go in the egg and they come out and they're like, oh my God, I feel exhausted. And I'm like, I think actually you feel relaxed, probably for the first time in a long time. And it's such a truly foreign feeling to be relaxed down to your cells that you're just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know.
So there's a lot of wellness trends right now. What makes a harmonic egg different? And specifically what I mean is, how is it different from meditation, massage, float therapy, sound baths, or other relaxation experiences?
So it's very different from float because you get to keep your clothes on.
I didn't know that. You didn't tell me that.
Please
When I
keep
was in
your
the
clothes
egg, that's
on
not what
during your
happened.
session. No. As much as I love a good surprise when I open the egg door, I'd much rather you be fully clothed.
All right, I won't surprise you next time.
Thank you. I love the egg because it has nothing to do with me as the technician, right? When you're dealing with massage, and I mean, to an extent, when you're dealing with Reiki, things that are hands-on, you want to make sure, again, most practitioners, they know what they're doing. So they're able to kind of whatever's going on in their life, they can turn that off for whatever session. But energetically, you're interacting with that person's energy field, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in the egg, it's just yours, just you and your magic. But essentially, they're all different ways of doing the same thing, right? I mean, the goal with so many of these is to get in a state of balance, is to get into that relaxed parasympathetic state, which allows your body and your mind to kind of just take care of itself, to start to heal itself, right? I don't think it's so much the egg that's fixing anything, right? It's that it's putting your body and your mind in a way that it can do it on its own.
Mm.
And over time, you just start to stay in your parasympathetic, you stay in rest and digest, and then your body takes care of all these things that were cropping up that maybe you didn't even realize because you were like in stress mode and going. And over time, everything just starts to resolve. Like my anxiety, my OCD, I can't tell you how many sessions in, but all of a sudden they were gone, which thank God, because I have a 6-year-old and my house looks like an episode of like Hoarders Toys R Us version. So thank God I don't have OCD anymore because I don't know what I would do. But that's what it is. You know, I cater the lights and the music to whatever the person wants to focus on, whatever their intention is for the session. But the beauty of it, it's just putting you in that relaxed state, you know, so that whatever you tell me you want to work on, the egg is going to fix whatever needs to be done anyway. In addition to that.
So a little bit about more about how, like, when you get to choose what you're working on, not getting too overly technical, but what's happening while someone is sitting inside the egg, and what does it mean when they get to pick what they want to work on?
So somebody will come in and we do our first session, always kind of a conversation. We do an intake and you kind of tell me what's going on as much as you want to.
Right.
If you want to focus on emotional things, if you've got some aches and pains that you want to work on. And essentially different colors and different instruments help balance different things in your field. And the thought is that everything happens out here. It all starts in your energy field. And then when this gets muddy and murky, that's when you start to feel all the physical and the mental. So essentially, I try to keep all of this balanced and clear. And then over time, all of this starts to lighten too and lift and balance, and you can let go of it. So depending on what you want to, the first session is always a relaxation session. So you're always getting the purples and the blues, the greens, the very like calming accent colors. But then after a little while, you're like, yeah, no, you know, I've got this aches and pains. All right, I'm going to put you on some red. I'm going to put you on some orange. I'm going to put you on some more stimulating colors to get the blood flowing, to get the energy moving in your body. A lot of the science, if you will, behind the different lights or the different music, a lot of it's, you know, Chinese medicine. We do a lot with, you know, the different elements, the wood, the metal, the triple warmer, those kind of things. different instruments correspond to those. So we use those depending on what, parts of the body you want to focus on. But yeah, you tell me. And then we always set an intention. So we're very big on law of attraction, right?
Mm-hmm.
The frequency you put out is the frequency that comes back. So when you're in the egg, you tell me what you want to work on. And you get to ask my egg for a wish. So we make your wish, we set your intention. And that's also then what you get to focus on. If you find when you're in there that you can't quiet your mind, you go back to that intention. And I will cater the settings to that intention. So again, whatever you're putting out energetically, that's going to be what's going to start coming back to you into your life, into your energy field over time.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. So
It's so cool.
I also noticed that you use BioWell and Life System Biofeedback. How do those fit into the work that you do?
So the egg is my baby. I sit in her every week. She has changed my world. I have another room in the office, and it's about 2 feet too small for a second egg. So it was empty for the first year, but I was looking for something to bring in that complemented the egg, but didn't necessarily compete with it or take away from it.
Mm-hmm.
And I met another egg owner who used the Life System, and she was doing sessions on me remotely. And I said, this is the coolest thing. This is perfect. So essentially the Life System is a biofeedback program where you sit with me for about an hour. We can do it remotely, like we can do egg remotely, but in office, you have a harness for your forehead, wrists, and ankles. And essentially, this computer program, it has about 7,000 different frequencies programmed into it. I run a main test and I send all those frequencies to your energy field. And then it reports back and tells me which frequencies are out of balance. So a frequency like we learn about in school, they're just wavelengths, right? They're just up and down.
Right.
So everything it's almost like a fingerprint. It has its most optimal wavelength. So when you're on the biofeedback machine, it tells me if it's like this or if it's like this. So then what I can do, I can send the frequency back to you with the program. And essentially almost like a tuning fork using resonant frequency, I help tune that frequency in your energy field.
That's cool.
So it's so cool. I do what the program says is out of balance, but then depending also on what you want to focus on, I can send that frequency also. So you're like, I got this tooth hurts. I'm like, hold on, I have that tooth.
So you personalize it.
Yes. So I love the egg because the egg is that full body immersive sound, light, relaxation experience. But the biofeedback is really, really cool because it's so specific.
And you can also do the egg remotely as well, right?
I can. So with the biofeedback session, I need your name, birth date, birthplace, and optimally your birth time. And again, this is the woo-woo side of it. But it finds you on the quantum field, right? People have no problem typing numbers into a cell phone and reaching somebody in another country or, getting on their internet with the invisible Wi-Fi. But if you start to talk about something like this, they're like, oh, I don't know. I don't think that works. I'm telling you, it's the craziest thing. You have an energetic, your information is like your energetic, like in the quantum field, right? So that is how that connects with you. For the most part, I sit in the egg because I'm here, but I've had some remote sessions. I had the flu and my fever broke halfway through my egg session. I had back surgery and I had a session when I got home and I was up walking that same night. And again,
I've done remote sessions with you. I do them more frequently than in person.
Yes, I have people that know they can feel like they just have this sense of when I start the music and when I stop it. They just are like, it's the trippiest
I've texted you
thing.
before and after, and I'm like, hey, I wanted to punch somebody an hour ago. Did you do it? Because I don't want to punch them anymore.
Thanks for chilling me out, because I was real crazy.
Well, you'll get the random text from me where I'm like, I am literally losing my ever-loving mind.
I'm so stressed out. Put me in your egg right now. It's a lot of times too, people understand it. People believe in the power of prayer, right? And what is prayer? Prayer is a frequency.
Right.
Prayer is an intention, a focused intention, whether it's one person sending it out or a group of people, but you're focusing that intention, you're focusing that energy to a person, a place, a thing. It's the same thing. It's all the principle. And again, we don't see it. We don't really know, right? So I choose to believe. I just choose to believe that all of this magic is working. It's doing all of it. I'm choosing to believe in my woo.
Well, I mean, I can see why, and I also understand.
Feels good.
Yeah, why wouldn't you want to feel good? Yeah, exactly. Do you typically see people dealing with only stress and burnout, or is there chronic illness, athletes, entrepreneurs, caregivers, or is it really just for everyone?
It really is for everyone. I find that the people that seek me out the most are the people that are stressed out, right? Because they're the ones searching, even like on a Google search, relaxation, stress relief, anxiety relief. But honestly, and I will say that the emotional side of it, people usually see the biggest changes faster, right?
Okay.
Because I feel once you notice the relaxation, if you come in there and you're stressed out, that's the first thing you notice is you're like, oh my gosh, I feel good. And and then that lasts for a few days, right? Because that's the thing. You want to see how long it sticks in your field.
Of
How long
course.
does that stay that way? Because again, the more consistently you do it, it's building upon itself. Every time you go inside of it, you're raising your vibration a little bit, little by little, so that you start to vibrate higher. The higher you vibrate, lower vibrational things, low feelings, emotions, diseases, they can't stay in a high vibrational body. The physical things, I will have people, especially like people going through chemo, post cancer. This is a really great way to get your body in that relaxed state because you're also going through something that's so physically stressful. If you can keep your body in that relaxed state, it's able to better kind of integrate the treatment. It's better able to help your body detox the things it doesn't need. But physical things usually take more sessions for you to really, really see the difference, because again, it's subtle. But yeah, no, the emotional stuff, like it definitely hits you over the head where you're like, oh my God, Joey, I don't know what's happening.
What's the
I'm
biggest
feeling broken.
misconception before people try it?
Well, they think they're going to be claustrophobic. That's number one. And then they're like, oh no, this is great. I can close the door. I think people think nothing's going to happen, right? They're just like, that's just some music, just some lights, right? And it's hard too, because the more you believe in it, the more intense, the better your session is going to feel, right? But even if somebody goes in totally skeptical,
Which
they
we've
kind of,
done this before together. I
yeah,
have brought people to you that are very skeptical, and I'm like,
they
put them in
can't,
there.
right. They can't help but relax, especially depending, like if I throw you on some didgeridoo, you literally come out humming, right? All the water in the cells in your body is like, you can't help but feel relaxed. So that's what I say. Anything you see, anything you feel, anything you hear, it's totally normal. Do not be alarmed. Should you need me, ring the doorbell. But yeah, it's just putting your body in that state where you can feel things or see things because you're getting out of your own way,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
It's
How
putting you in that alpha, that theta, that like, well, going back to that, the only time I meditate is in the egg, right? It kind of, I hate saying force because force feels like such a an unwanted thing, but it almost forces me into a meditative state. For me personally, some people fall asleep. Some people are awake the whole time. It puts me in that really deep in between. I'm not awake, but I'm not asleep. Like when I would go really deep in hypnotherapy, like it kind of puts me in that state. And I'll come out like I feel like I'm wearing a weighted blanket and I'm not. It's just me getting that deep.
So you're not replacing medical or mental care. So
No,
when
and actually I think it's important because what happens too is that a lot of and it really truly depends on the person. I feel that the more imbalance a person gets, all of that stuff comes up, right? So mental things, maybe like things you went through a really long time ago that maybe you've squashed down, or you're like, I've totally worked on that. I'm fine. I've totally processed that. What happens is, again, the egg is working to get you to perfect balance, right? It's working to raise your vibration. So any of these low vibrational things that maybe you've lived, you've felt, you've experienced, they start to come to the surface. So I love it when people then have someone to go talk to, right? Because I am not a
so
therapist. I
who
have
do
a
you
lot of
collaborate with?
unsolicited, yes, I have a lot of unsolicited advice I could give, but in no way, shape, or form am I
Unsolicited.
qualified to help you process that, right? Like I will always hold the space for my clients, and a lot of times people just want to talk, right? They just need to get stuff out. But I have so many people then that they're like, well, they'll go then see their therapist, they'll go see their hypnotherapist, they'll go talk to their people, and they'll be like, well, this came up. Right. It's bringing the things. And I truly think it brings the things that you need to focus on and work on and process and let go of. It brings it to the surface when you're ready to let go of it. Right. And that's why I think it's also so effective when you're dealing with anything, right? It's going to bring it up and then you're like, okay, I am ready. I'm ready to face you now. Right. Like I think about all the things I went through growing up and just sitting here in the egg, like it brought them all up and I was just able to view them differently. Right. It doesn't hurt me anymore. Like I see it. I send love to it. I'm so grateful that it happened and it made me exactly who I am. And it put me in exactly at this place at this time.
Yeah.
But that's why I think it's so important. You kind of need a team around you, right? Like, this is just one tool in the toolbox.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something I regularly refer to with my clients because I think it's very
100%.
important to approach mental health care should be approached by multiple ways. It's not just this type of approach, which is why I was so excited you joined us.
Oh, and everyone responds differently, right? As much as I don't, you know, to me, the egg is the end all and be all. I don't actually, in terms of other energy work, I have one Reiki magician woman I see because when I'm on her
Magician
table,
woman.
she's amazing because she does a combination of everything. But when I lay on her table, I vibrate the way I do in the egg. But it's kind of ruined me for other things. If this is one tool, and then people have their therapists that they go talk to, and then maybe they have their personal trainer that they go and like, yeah,
Whoever, whatever. It
that's
doesn't
You
matter.
have
It's
your
as long as
people,
you have
you
more
have your
than one.
tools.
Yeah, of course.
That's it.
So, Meg, what made you decide to become part of Limitless Integrative Wellness and what stood out to you about our community?
Well, Kristina, you are a very persuasive woman.
Or just coming down to your office and being like, hey, I have an idea. And then I'm in.
Right. Listen, I'm very chill. I love collaboration. I feel like, and again, because this was not my world.
Right.
Meg was a performer and again, talk about a community where there is a lot of love, but there's also a lot of competition, right?
Yep, totally.
So I feel like we need the collaboration, not the competition. There's room for everyone.
Agreed.
And everyone brings their own uniqueness to the table.
Absolutely.
Right. And that's what I love. Well, first of all, I love when it's easy because mama ain't got time to go search. So that's why Limitless is really cool because let me just go on that website and then it's all there.
What was different about the vision of Limitless that made you want to be part of it? Just the collaboration aspect or, are you having fun?
Collaboration. You are really fun. And everyone I met there is just so lovely.
And it is very convenient because you are across the streets. I wave. Hi. I can see you.
I drive past the egg on the way to Limitless.
I do. Yeah. I pass you every time and it's just so convenient. So even if you did stay there, it's still perfect. Perfect location.
Thank you. I think you got a real good head on your shoulders.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
I think you had a really good idea and you took off with it. Also, I think there's something to be said for a group of women.
Agreed. Anytime we do any fun activities, you are always bopping over here, coming over and doing your aura readings. Bopping. You bopping. I don't see you walk. I see you bop. You bop
I am.
in.
That's it.
You bounce in and you like, hi, I'm here with my aura readings and everybody that comes in is so mesmerized about what you do. And it's always fun. I also have a little model egg that you sometimes leave here and I show people where they sit with your daughter's little toy that sits in the middle. And so
I will bring that back, I promise. I will bring her back down the road.
When someone comes to you and realizes they also need support from other practitioners, it's just easy to kind of collaborate together. So I think it's great that we're all together and we're able to, and we also have a lot of fun together. And you are just easy and so accessible. And I think it's really important for people to know that Meg really does take the edge off if you're having any nerves about this experience. I think she's a great educator when it comes to helping people understand what they're going to experience. And I just think you're very warm and welcoming in general, so that it's a very peaceful experience from start to finish. That's always been my experience of you.
One of the trippiest things about the egg is I believe in energy. I believe we are like all connected. So perhaps you would say I grew up a bug phobe. I didn't do bugs, especially spiders. Like,
you did that perfectly fine.
But that's what I mean. The egg has changed me. Like, it hurts like even to kill an ant now. Because I just know energetically, like we're all part of the same thing. Like I will apologize to it. I'm like, I'm so sorry. You were in the wrong place at the wrong time, my friend. I'm so sorry to have to do this. It just kind of shifted the way I think about existence, everything.
Yeah.
And I feel like the people that come to see me, I know them. God, that's drinking all the woo-woo Kool-Aid on this call. But like people will come to me and I think like that I've known them before, that we've met before, whether it's maybe it's in a past life. I don't know. I feel like it draws the people into my world that I'm already connected with, so that anybody that I've met, I just already feel a connection with them. So
If every listener could leave today remembering just one thing about healing and the body's ability to restore itself, what would you want that message to be?
The body and the mind, we are designed to heal ourselves. We just have to give ourselves permission to do it. We need to get out of the way. We just need to relax. That's it. And everything will work out. If we relax and we let our body and mind do what they're designed to do, it will work out. Stop trying so hard.
Meg, where can my listeners find you? How can they connect with you? Give us your info.
So absolutely on the Limitless website. I am there. I am there, right?
That is true.
Kristina?
Yes.
I better be there. Okay.
Yes, you're there.
Good. The website is harmonyandlightwellness.com. You can also text me. I love chitty chatting. 631-403-0323. I'm very accessible.
And she's located at 646 Main Street,
Port Jefferson, in the basement.
Thank you so much, Meg, for today. It's always a good time when
all you be.
when I get to chat with you. You're the best too.
You're the best.
And anybody that has never tried this should absolutely come and try it at least once. And everybody who, I mean, honestly, it will unexpectedly help you reconnect with your body and yourself. Yep. And you could go into it with zero expectations. Just hang out in a chair.
Take a nap.
Thank you so much for joining us today. And if you want to listen to us, we're on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts. We might be censored from this show. Who knows?
Listen.